Hey guys, today I'll be showing you something a little bit different here. This is a Moog Source I've serviced for Bailey Brothers Music out of Montgomery, Alabama, and this one actually is going to be for sale through them. So in the description below I'll put a contact information list that you can contact Bailey Brothers Music if you might be interested in the synthesizer. So this is actually a fairly early Moog Source. It's been loved and used, as you can tell. It's got some scarring and the stain on the wood's kind of been worn off in places, and it's actually missing a little piece of wood right here, as you can see. It's actually missing a little piece right there. But as far as functionality goes, it's now 100% functional. I took care of all the problems. I did a few things to prevent, it's preventive maintenance. And this one also got a brand new membrane panel. So this is a brand new panel here, which is, they're bad about failing. The original panels are bad about internally shorting out, and so your switches will be stuck or something like that. But what I like about these new panels is it's actually got what we call lifted buttons, and you can physically hear when you hit a button. So you know when you've hit a button that it's clicked. Also cleaned the key bed on this one, so I took it all apart, washed the keys, cleaned the key bed, cleaned the key contacts. And then, of course, like I said, did all the preventive maintenance, burn in, full calibration, and so this thing's really a great playing instrument now. But like I said, it's an early unit. Two ways you can tell of an early Moog Source. So the later ones had screws, like two little screws right here that helped hold the side panel on. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue twisted here. Help hold the side panel on. And the early ones do not have those screws, but this one's all still good and tight on the wood, and it's actually still got this piece of wood that runs under the keyboard, so it's still got that piece of wood there. On the back panel, this is another way you can tell early from late, is that this one doesn't have all the jacks. So later units would have had like a V-trig in, V-trig out, a cassette interface or cassette input, cassette output, some other jacks. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. But anyways, this one doesn't have those jacks. All you have on this one is you have a keyboard in-out, which uses a TRS quarter-inch jack. Tip ring sleeve is what that stands for those that don't know. So it would be like a stereo jack. And so the tip and ring would make up the in or out. And that has S-trig in-out, which is the same thing, TRS for tip in or tip out. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head, but it would be a TRS jack, and it has this weird looking little MIDI jack here, which is called Cassette Interface, and this is actually where you would load the tape data. So you'd save or load the tape data from this using a special cable that Moog made. And to be honest with you, I just never have got this thing here to work right on any of the units that's early. They did an EEPROM change as well as some circuitry changes to the computer, and that fixed the way this thing actually loads tape data. But with that said, what I did to this one is I actually built manually some custom presets for this unit. And of course you can save over them any way you'd want, but I actually physically put some special presets in this unit that I thought would actually, be cool for those people that might be interested. I put a mixture of some jazzy style presets, as well as some of my favorite artists like Rick Wakeman. You'll hear some Keith Emerson inspired stuff, as well as Steve Miller Band, some of their intros that you don't hear on the radio. One being Jet Airliner intro, which I'll show you that in a minute. But now this one does not have a serial number. The serial number is rubbed off. So I don't really know what the serial number is, but I can just tell you it's early just based off the little build quirks about this unit. But anyways, let me put the camera on the tripod. I'll go through the presets for you, show that it's actually working, and just kind of give you an idea of the presets I've loaded on this thing. And like I say, these presets can be overwritten by the owner. These are just presets I put in there to test this thing out and make sure it's going to work right. And just to give it some good flavor of sounds, a little bit more flavor than what you got with the tape data anyways, because the tape data had some good ones on it, and you actually had different tapes you could buy, like from Devo, because Devo used one of these things a lot. So you can actually purchase different tapes to load the tape data in from different artists, which was kind of a cool concept back in the day. But this is a mixture of just my own personal presets I've built over the years on Moog sources I've had in here that I really like. So we'll start with preset 1. Preset 1 is a really nice bassy, just a good overall bass sound. As you can hear, it sounds really good there. Your octave shift works. So that's actually your octave shift for your keyboard. Your pitch bend works. As well as your modulation. So that's preset 1, and that's, like I say, just a good bass tone. Now preset 2, for those that don't know the Steve Miller Band Jet Airliner intro, I recommend you go check that out on YouTube somewhere, because it'll make a lot of sense of why I built this preset the way I did. There's a big intro on Jet Airliner that's usually cut off the radio versions, and it's just a really cool intro. It's kind of sad that the radio stations cut it out of a lot of that song, because it really makes the song really cool. But anyways, here we go. Here's Jet Airliner. Get the idea. Now I'm not playing exactly like it would have been on Jet Airliner. That's just an example of the modulation and the kind of style of synth sound they would have had. They would have had layers though. It wouldn't have just been this one sound. It would have been this sound with another layer and another layer, and to give you that kind of effect. But that's preset 3. Preset 2. Preset 3 is a Taurus bass preset I built, going from the T1 kind of sound. I was going for this really growly Taurus 1 style sound, and made for the low register. It's got a great sound. It's actually shaking my room with that preset. So preset 4. This is Oscillator Sync preset. Anyways, you can hear how that sounds. That's Oscillator Sync. Preset 5 is a harpsichord kind of sound I built. Once again, you can go up an octave. So that's preset 5. Preset 6. Now this is the filter you're actually hearing here. And so I've actually built this to have like a ring modulation effect. So you've got We bring in the mod rate. And once again, your pitch wheel will not work on this preset because we're looking at the filter only. So you can see the pitch wheel won't do anything because we're not dealing with the oscillators, just the filter. Let the train get by for a minute. But anyways, you can kind of hear this remodulation. That's preset 6. Here's preset 7. Anyways, you can kind of hear that sound. It's kind of a modern sound, but you hear it in a lot of jazz playing. But Rick Wakeman also used a sound very similar to this. Really good sound. Preset 8, another bassy kind of sound. So that's preset 8. Preset 9. That's actually a noise source with a triangular wave on the oscillator 1. And there actually is a factory preset that sounds very similar to that. That's why I kind of built that one, because it's kind of a cool preset. So that's preset 9. Preset 10 is like a Keith Emerson kind of sound. A good sound. You can hear the release time of the envelope, so I've got it fixed where you hold in a note, you won't hear it decay, but when I let off a note, you get that nice little filter. So it's a good preset. Now preset 11 is just a noise source, and the filter is closed up, and you got a glide rate with the filter track and the keyboard, so it gives this kind of variable wind kind of sound. So if we hit the low key, hit the high key, you can have that filter opens and closes. We'll turn the glide rate down here. And so here it is without glide. Oscillator on. edit it in any way you want to as well. So here's preset 12. Now preset 12 I was going for a Rick Wakeman sound. I was actually going for like 6 watt of the Henry VIII, and it turned out really well. Sounds. It's got a really nice sound to that. And the trick is that I've actually got the oscillators detuned just a hair. So if we actually tune those oscillators up, you'll hear just how accurate those oscillators are as well in the calibration. That sound. That's just editing preset 12 a little bit. Preset 13 is a horn preset I built. Just a simple horn preset. Go down an octave. Just play the octave shift there. Now preset 14 and 15 are actually organ presets. I kind of built these organ kind of sounds. That's preset 14. Preset 15 is even more of an organ preset. We'll go up to octave here. A little modulation. We got a key click, kind of like a Hammond organ has. So you kind of get the idea there. So that's preset 15, and now 16 and 1 are the exact same presets. I built them identical. For the reason that Moog did that from the factory with these. I'd leave 16 as a editable preset that the user could save over if he didn't want to save over the presets that are different. So 16 would always be the same as 1. So there's 16, and here's 1. So as you can hear. So you kind of get the idea how that works. But that's really the presets. All the synth functions work as they should, as you've heard through the presets. Some of the demos, the noise, oscillators, sync, filter. You've heard all these variations in the presets. But also something I will show you is we'll go to a different preset right quick. We'll go to this preset here. And I'll show you this cool arpeggiator this thing's got. So if we go here and hit arpeggiator, it's level 2 in the white. It'll actually play arpeggiators just the way you play them. So if we go, You can kind of get the idea how that sequencer works, or the Arpeggiator works. You've also got a built-in record sequencer, which you can actually record a sequence and it'll play it back the way you play it as well. So if we hit record, I'll just give you an example. You have 88 notes you can hit. So we'll just play something like. So we'll go back here and play that. So you can see how that works. So the sequencers all work, the Arpeggiator works. You've also got sample and hold, which we'll go back to a preset for this. Let me go to level. So that preset there. So now we'll go back to level 2. You got sample and hold of the oscillators. You've also got sample and hold of the filter. So you can hear. You've also got auto trigger, which you can actually hear it if we. Triggering the synth. You've also got external trigger on and off for like if you have another synth you're wanting to control. You can actually turn the S-trig off for the output so your external synthesizer won't be controlled by this synth until you turn that on, and it'll actually start triggering the contours and everything of your other synth. You got your cassette, save, verify, load, and then you've also got this program sequence, which is really cool. So if you build a sequence, you can build a sequence. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to change notes in a certain order, and it basically creates an arrangement of the notes you've played the sequencer at. So it's a really cool little feature. It's really neat, fun to play with. It takes some getting used to because this is really early stuff we're talking about, but it does work really well. You've also got a continue button, which if you record 1 and 2, you can hit continue and it'll cycle between the two sequences that you build. So it's really cool. But that's the Moog Source, and I just want to make a video here for Bailey Brothers Music. And once again, Bailey Brothers Music, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to work on this synth for you guys, and hopefully this video will help some of you guys out there find this Moog Source in your own house or stage. But anyways, take care guys, and there'll be more to come. Take care.